You see, these encampments are actually really well organized. The students receive the tents from organizers that also supply a bunch of different food like pizzas, rotisserie chicken, coffee. So I looked into who these organizers actually are, and there are three prominent groups. Students for Justice in Palestine, there's Within Our Lifetime, and then there's Jewish Voices for Peace. And these groups are actually led and organized by another organization called U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights. And just guess how much these fellows are paid. They get $7,800 if they work 8 hours a week on some kind of Palestinian campaign. Makes you rethink what the hell you're doing with your life.
Okay, folks, so I think we know by now that, of course, the plan to the revolt, the wave to take over America, literally is coming from the universities. Now, I think we've known this for a while. If you aren't aware of this, I would just start looking up some research on it, look at some of my previous videos and take a look at some of the stuff on X about this. That this is really, these pro-Palestinian things, they come just in time, pencil it in on your calendar for election season, of course, to disrupt and overthrow America. Now, that sounds, oh, well, Peter, that sounds pretty big. That's a big order to take. Well, it's not, because if you look at the efforts of like communism in America since 1925, this has always been the plan. And they're doing it again. They did it in the late 60s, early 70s. They tried this with also bombings and terrorism as well, thanks to the Weather Underground Group, who somehow got off scot-free, except like a couple of them who murdered people. But yeah, so love and peace has nothing to do with it. That's just a ruse. So here we are. And we're going to look at this because this was planned. What's going on right now with the pro-Palestinian protests, all this stuff, which is just a cloak for like subversion, of course, and it's being allowed by the likes of and funded by the likes of George Soros, who has pretty much handed over the power of his organization to his brother and his son. And both of them are funding what's called the Tide organization, and money is being funneled through them, which is then funded through groups like Students for Palestine, USA, things like that, and being laundered essentially. So it's very hard to track where exactly this money is coming from. So here's some more things to reveal here about this. Peggy Dodson, she got this information from Patrick Webb, who's an investigative journalist. He's really good. I like him, and he's just an investigative journalist on X. Yes, a citizen journalist, but this is very informative. Okay, he's doing the job that mainstream media refuses to do because their intent is to help George Soros and help communists with this takeover of America, which is happening right now. We know that. And I highly recommend, if you don't realize this or you haven't opened your eyes to this, just take a look at some of this stuff on X and you will be amazed. So Peggy Dodson was also doing a repeat of what Patrick Webb had released on X. And she's like, well, just in case his gets taken down, I'm going to post it, repost all this stuff. You get it. And archive it. And I'm sure people are archiving this right now. So breaking news. This whole protest and encampment was planned late 2023. Here is a list of all the colleges that were going to be activated. Some international schools as well. Don't know how long this will be up before they take it down. Posting everything I have, including the source. Okay, so let's look at this. So this is just a Google Sheets, like an Excel sheet, but in a Google version. Okay, so it says Liberation Zone encampment or stage sit-in pioneered by Kibbutz Blinken, November 2023. And so here's a list of colleges, 136 universities, colleges on U.S. soil, plus one Kibbutz Blinken. I am not aware of this. Maybe this is just recent news. Is this a sit-in at Secretary of State Blinken's house? I don't know what this is. But It appears to have been planned by November 2023, and so it includes all these colleges, University of Texas, Austin, Dallas, Rutgers, Barnard, Columbia, of course, Stanford, University of Washington, that's a given. Rochester, oh, where's Portland State? They've got to be in here. Yep, Portland State, which is destroying their entire university from the inside out currently right at this moment. And University of Oregon, USC, of course, Middlebury, Utah Southern Maine, University of Utah, Vermont, Stony Brook. So pretty much everywhere, okay? Like I said, this is how they plan. I believe this communist revolution that's coming up, the modern, postmodern version of this, is rising through the university system. That's how it's being done. And so I think this is super helpful with this. Of course, more intel here, and some of you may have seen this. It says, this is from, I don't know where it is. Okay, supporting over 350 Palestine solidarity organizations across occupied Turtle Island, North America, we aim to develop a student movement that is connected, disciplined, and equipped with the tools necessary to achieve Palestinian liberation. Mind you, folks, this has nothing to do with Palestinian liberation, very little. This has more to do with being hijacked by communists who want a revolt against the system in America and establish what they call socialism, which is like a nice way of saying we're going to mandate you to be starved. We are going to induce massive 100% surveillance on you, and we're going to probably set up a gulag system just like every other communist nation has in the past. So, and this just shows a map of like popular encampments, and it says the National SJP, so students, I don't know, sjp.org, I don't know what that stands for. But she's just introducing some of the evidence. You might have to look that up. I'm going to look that up. What is that? That is the National SJP. Let's see, nationalsjp.org. sjp.org. Let's see if this comes up. Well, it looks like it does. National SJP, National Students for Justice in Palestine. Now, I'm pretty sure this is connected to Soros, and they're getting funding from the Tide Foundation right now, which is a Soros foundation. So, and here they are. Here's all the encampments right here. Of course, Gaza Solidarity. There it is. University of Utah, Cal Poly Humboldt, which I think was vandalized. And soon they probably all will. Oh, University of Ottawa. Okay, in Canada. UC San Diego. We got the point. Okay. Boycott Israel, apartheid. Okay, there's some fists, of course. And I think my personal feeling is that, again, this is a cover for just ushering in like a communist totalitarianism. Okay, and so you can, whatever. You can call me a conspiracy theory, but I guarantee it won't even take 6 months for this to be realized or for people to wake up to this. It probably will take a couple weeks. But Peggy continues. She says, University of Minnesota SDS, students, activists fighting for University of Minnesota, I think, divestment from Israel and the genocidal occupation of Palestine, meetings every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. in Nicholson 125, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's see. And then here's some of the funding stuff. This is how they were funding the whole operation through Venmo and PayPal. So this is another Google sheet, and it says, list Venmo. Please don't mention Palestine or Gaza or related emojis in the payment system. Brutal, censored by its cutoff. This looks like Patrick Webb was able to get screenshots probably from somebody and post these, okay? So it says, these are the Venmo things. Humboldt Water Jug, NYU, total arrests 150, 160. Venmo at, and then it has the user Venmo name, Solidarity NYU 2, MIT C4P. These are the usernames that you can Venmo, I guess. Sherry HK, Liberate -NEU, CUNY, let's see, is that City University in New York. Rutgers, RU for Palestine is their thing, and the Cash App. They're also taking donations at Cash App, and the total of things. And so I think this goes towards their bail fund because they have the number of arrests, and they're listening. They're obviously listening to CNN and some other places. Northwestern says 10 to 15 arrests. Ohio 100 to 130. So you can donate and help out with their bail fund. This bail fund was already set up in advance. They're very organized. This is one thing about lefties. They're super organized. Here's their thank you for everyone for your donations. Our bail fund is now full thanks to your kindness, and ARC will be helping to bail out the remaining protesters. We will ensure that the money raised goes to legal fees, and everything left over will go directly to Palestine. I have a feeling the majority of the money is just going towards protesters. Very few to no people will ever see any of this money in Palestine. I have a feeling this is the case. With the stuff that they're ordering too, I'd be like, well, you guys make the sacrifice. You want pizza, you want special treatment, you don't want bananas at your protest because of somebody has an allergy. You specifically want hot food, you want it catered, you want dine-in, DoorDash type of deliveries. I'm like, if you're really for the Palestinian people, you would sacrifice and go, I'm just going to have some snacks. I'm going to bring some trail mix with me, and then that'll free up more money to go to Palestinians who are suffering. Okay, right? But no. Remember, this is all cosplay stuff. This is all cosplay to a degree. Okay, now when you bring in, now these are the dupes who go for this, but when you start bringing in Antifa and people who are not students, who are professional agitators, these people tend to get violent. They don't care. And so this comes from SDS Humboldt. Our fund is completely full, thanks to all. Representing the best of us. Well done to the students, faculty, and also the community of people supporting their heroes. Your names are in history books as heroes already, guys. Keep going. You have got the administration scratching their heads about what to do next, and get more water coolers. So proud of you. Incredible. I love my community. Glad to hear it. The reality of this, though, is that down the road, I can tell there's people who are donating to this by the comments there, that some of them, I get the feeling they think this is fun times. Like this is fun. This is a cheerleader camp. But the reality is not that at all. And I think they're breaking the law, and then they act very surprised. Some of them act very surprised, and I believe these are the dupes. I believe they believe they're playing the part in something kind of fun, and hey, it's got meaning, and I was there that one time. But I have a feeling that when they usher in stuff like this, and people who want Sharia law, people who want communism, and they have to live under that, it will be a totally different story. If they realize that in reality, these Islamic protests, they want to bring in Sharia law to put these fun little college girls in burqas and habibs. So anyway, looking like the BLM Antifa playbook. So here it is, Black Lives Matter. So if you put in that search term in Google Analytics, I think is what this is this is always corresponds, of course, as we know, with election interference. So summer 2016. So Black Lives Matter. So search terms for Black Lives Matter just rocketed up to interest over time to about, I would say maybe 35%, and it was down to like near zero just before the summer of 2016. 2016 right there, and then the 2016 election right after. And it's like clockwork. And again, the search terms 2020 election in the summer, it goes up again. It skyrocketed to nearly 100%, and then the 2020 election. So they're there to disrupt and agitate, and they do it like clockwork every 4 years for the presidential election. So let's see. Peggy says, election interference, same playbook back in 2020. They were planning on creating a civil war across America. I knew this shite, been saying it, and now evidence is coming out. Soros Open Society Foundation title says it all. Yes, it does. This is not organic. This comes money. There is commitment by radicals, but the other people are just dupes playing along. And they're going to be used and abused by these people. I promise they will. That's what they always do to them. So somebody says, great job, Miss Peggy, for getting Patrick Webb's data out to the rest of us. It confirms the massive money and power that's behind all this. Great work. So let's see if there's anything else that she says here. I'm just glad that she did this. And so that kind of, and she made a thread. I'll post this thread and archive it too. So somebody said Kibbutz Blinken. Kibbutz Blinken, or Occupy Blinken, is a fascinating and controversial phenomenon that has emerged in the modern political landscape. This pro-Palestinian protest camp, located outside Secretary of State Anthony Blinken's home, has garnered significant attention for its unique approach to activism. The protesters have taken up residence near Blinken's residence for over 24 days, accusing the U.S. top diplomat of war crimes and chanting Bloody Blinken. They have hurled fake blood onto his motorcade every single day he and his staff pass by. The name Kibbutz Blinken is a nod to the historical kibbutzim, which were collective communities in Israel known for their contributions to agriculture, industry, and defense of the state. The protesters seem to be drawing a parallel between their communal living and the collective nature of the original kibbutzim, perhaps implying a shared struggle for the cause. The camp has been a site of both controversy and community. The protesters have faced criticism for their actions, particularly concerning the impact on Blinken's young children. However, the group has also received support from the local community, with people bringing them food and expressing solidarity with their cause. This form of protest is a stark reminder of the power of grassroots activism in the digital age, where movements can quickly gain traction and attention through social media and direct action. The Kibbutz Blinken protest is a testament to the creativity and the determination of modern activists in the pursuit of justice and change, I guess. But I believe there would be a lot less commitment if there wasn't social media. I think social media makes it very easy to appear committed to things, but the ability to mobilize is much quicker with this because it's an amazing communications platform. It actually does. So anyway, let me know what you think of this, and that there's now evidence finally coming out that this was all planned. I think we all knew it was planned. It's time we see the details and the hard evidence. Now we're finally seeing some hard evidence, and I'm going to search around because I'm pretty sure this is all legit. But I'm going to search around and make sure that I can try to find like the source of this. I think Patrick Webb took screenshots of this, I think, and from somebody who had access to this. So we'll see. We'll see if it pans out or plays out, but I believe this is real. So anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and I will talk to you later. Bye.